Let's tour the STIG Review workspace for an individual asset in STIG Manager. We start by navigating to the asset and STIG that we wish to review. Select that from the navigation tree. We're presented with the Review workspace. I'm going to collapse this a bit so we can see more. This workspace should look familiar to you if you've worked with Gen 1 tools such as STIG Viewer. We have our checklist here on the left. As I select items from the checklist, the content is updated in the middle. We have pretty much all the information from the STIG that's needed to perform a review. And then on the right-hand side, we have the review itself. Let me get my head out of the way. The commentary, by the way, in this demo data is just silliness. And it's there to add bulk to our demo data. You'll see pretty much the same fields you would find in STIG Viewer. You can set your result to one of three states. You have a detail comment, you have a comment, and then some extra stuff that you wouldn't find in STIG Viewer: attributions. Who did this review? When did they do it? When did they save it? When did someone submit or accept it? And so forth. You'll notice that the comment text area is not enabled right now, and that's because the business rules for this collection say that comment's only available if the result is an open finding. So the UI pays attention to that. That's completely configurable, and how those two comment fields are enabled, disabled, required, not required is all configurable. Only other thing I'll point out to you in the interface, this is a quick tour, is that you can look at other assets in the collection and how they were reviewed. So for instance, I choose that first rule and I say, aha, well, I have an open now in one of these other assets. I can drag and drop from this. If for some reason I wanted to use that review, I could drag that into this review. So it copies the content of that, and I could save that off. Now let's say I made a mistake there and I didn't want to do that. I can also look at history. And in my history, I can essentially revert myself back to an earlier review by dragging and dropping that. So hopefully some useful tools for doing the tedium of STIG reviews. It's also possible to both export and import CKL from this interface. You would import from CKL if you have some hybrid process still where you're using STIG Viewer, a Gen 1 tool, to do some of your work. You can also export the CKL if you need that to interface with other parts of your process.